Vayomer Elohim el Avrohom, Sorai Ishtecho, lo sikro es shemo Suroi, ki im Soro shemo. Choiro, the word Suroi Ishtecho looks like an extra word. Another kasha. Soro shemo is mashma that her name is automatically Soro. She doesn't have to change it. It should have said Soro yiye shemo, just like it says by Avrohom Avinu. Vehoyo shimcho Avrohom. Loshon osit, not loshon hoive. The Gemara in Masechta Brochos, Daf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph. What's the difference between Avrom in Avrohom, Sorai and Soro? The Gemara says like this: Avrom is Av le'Arom. He was the king of Arom. Avrohom, he became the king of Av lechol ha'olam kuloi. The same thing with Soro. The beginning was called Sorai, Sar Shel Umo, from her own nation. In the Besoiv, she became Soro Lechol Ha'olam Kulo. How did Avrohom become Av Hamoin Goyim? After the Bris Milo. Hashem told him, Ani hine brisi itoch, vehoyiso le'av hamoin goyim, velo yikore oites shimcho Avrom, vehoyoshimcho Avrohom. Be'etzem hayoim hazeh, Nimol Avrohom veYishmoel benoi. He was told that his name is going to change. When his name is going to change? The Osit. When is that Osit? After he makes the Bris Mila. Soro didn't have to do any peulo to change her name. Her name automatically changed. Why? We have a klal. Eishes chover Aryeh Schechter. Like the Gemara says in the Masechta by the Zoro. Omar Shmuel Eishes chover Aryeh Schechter. The meaning of is, when a person becomes a sar or they're a shoifet, the first thing he has to ask his wife if she's maskemes. And also, his wife gets a new title, a higher title. A Rov, she becomes a Rabbonis. A Talmud Chochem, she becomes a Eishes Talmud Chochem. Like the Gemara brings in Masechta Brochos, that Rab Shimon Bar Yochai was goyrem. They should take down the Nesius of Ram Gamliel, whose Bar Plukta was Rabbi Yehoshua, and he was Mebayish Rabbi Yehoshua many times berabim. And the Oilom were Ma'avir, the Nesius of Ram Gamliel, and they put on Bimkoimo Rabbi Elozor ben Azario, a Chochom, a Oshir, and a Siri Leezro. Delegation came and asked him, are you maskim to become Reish Mesivto? He answered, the first thing, Eizel ve'imlich be'anshei besui. I have to ask my Bnei Bayis. And she told him, you are very young, you're only 18 years old. You have no white hair. They're not going to be mechabed you. He became an ace, and he grew 18 shuras of white hair. And Rabbi Eliezer ben Azario said, Harei ani keven shivim shono. What means keven shivim shono? Because he wasn't 70. He was, that day, 18 years old. You see from this maise, the derech is to ask first the Bnei Bayis. Now, this is what Hashem told Avrohom. Through the Milo, you are going to be nishapech the ish acher. You are going to become Av Hamoin Goyim. You're going to be Moilech al kol ha'olam kulo. And you're going to be Meshane your name from Avrom to Avrohom. And your wife, Soro, lo sikore es shemo Sorai, ki Soro shemo. Her name is going to be Meshapech, Memeilo, to a new name, Soro, without doing any peulo. She's going to become a Soro lechol ha'olam. You the Melech, she is the Malko. Your Shino Hashem comes mitzad the Milo. Her Shino Hashem comes mitzat ishtoi kegufoi. That's what the Torah says. Sorai ishtecho, since she is your wife. Doesn't say kish soro yiye shemo, but soro shemo. Now, could be this is in the Gemara in Brochos. Tone Bar Kapora kol hakoire Avrom oiver basei. Bar Kapora holds that if somebody changes the name Avrohom to Avrom, he's oiver basei. Sheneimar behoyo shimcho. Rabbi Eliezer oimer oiver belav. Sheneimar belo yikore oid es shimcho Avrom. The Gemara asks Akashe, if that's the case, hakoire lesora surai hochinami is over in a lav from surai ishtecho lo sikro es shmo suroi, or in a nase ki soro shmo. But according to this, could be that by Avrom is only the iser, by Soro is no iser, because Avrohom went to a shinui guf, mashe enkin by Soro. Her shinui was memelo, automatically. In Tzavua's Rabbi Yehuda Chosid, Ois Chov Dalet, there is a kepedo that the two mechutonim should not have the same name. And the Rav of the city Yassi, the Shalshen Chuvas Birkas Yosef, came with a shale to the Rizhone that his son is being read a shidduch from another Rav whose Rebbetzin has the same name as my Rebbetzin. Is the Kepeda von Rabbi Yehuda Chosid on the Mechutonim or also on the Mechutonois? And the Rizhone was masking to the shidduch, and he said that be'emes, the two Rebbetzins are not even called by their name. And no Rebbetzins in the world are called by the first name. They are called Rabbunis, Rebbetzins. Ishtoike Gufoi. Once the Mechuton is a Rav, his Rebbetzin is not called by the name anymore. She's called the Rebbetzin, the Rav's Rebbetzin. Bemeilo, there's no Kepedo. And the shidduch went and was Sholom, Beshalbo, Beneim, Be'emes, Ubesomim. That's why he writes in the Sefer, told us Yosef. Agav, speaking about the Tzavot from Rabbi Yehuda Chosid, about the Mechutonim should not have the same name, there's an interesting story from two Balabatim who were in the middle of making a shidduch between themselves. And everything was going smoothly, but there was one problem. They just discovered that the name of the Mechutonim were exactly the same name. Both Mechutonim have the name Yaakov Tzvi. So one of the Mechutonim went to Eretz Yisrael and he asked the Shaila to Rav Shach if he's allowed to pursue that shidduch. Rav Shach told him he should add a name between Yaakov and Tzvi. Yaakov something Tzvi. Meanwhile, the other Mechuton asked a Shaila by a different Rav in America, and the Rav said one is called Yaakov Tzvi and the other one is called Yaakov Tzvi Halevi. If one of the names is a little bit different than the other one, there's no Kepedo. The shidduch went on and the name was not changed until something happened. First child was born and he went through an accident that took him 6 months to recuperate. The second child was born, and at the 8th month they found a tumor on his foot next to the thigh. Doctors said they never have found such a tumor in such a small young child. After these two mices, they went and they checked the mezuzahs. Everything was fine. The third child was born, and also in the 8th month caught a severe case of pneumonia. At this moment, one of the Mechutonim decided to go back to Rav Shach and ask him what to do. Rav Shach said to him, I told you to change the name. Right away he called his son, I'm changing my name. From now on my name is going to be Yankov Michoel Tzvi. You're going to be called to the Torah Ben Yankov Michoel Tzvi. He changed his name and everything turned to the best. The children are all fine and voil Beseder. Mishane Shem, Mishane Mazel. But this Maisa has another interesting twist. The Gemara says, Ein oimrim lifnei hameis elo divrei hameis. And the Baal Shem Tov teach that in front of the mace, you're not allowed to speak only the words that the mace wants people to hear. Ke'ilu, the mace speaks to the oilam, and it gives a certain message. This person, Yankov Tzvi, 4 years before the shidduch was done, lost his father in Eretz Yisrael, who was a Choshev Yid. And the minik in Yerushalayim that they put posters with the name of the nifter and the names of the people who are misablim. When the printer was given the instructions to put the names, by the name of Yaakov Tzvi, he was given the instructions to put Yaakov Mem Tzvi, and nobody knew what is this Mem doing over here. Years later, when he became a Mechuton with somebody with the name Yaakov Tzvi, he changed his name to Yaakov Michoel Tzvi. Someone asked a shaila to the Lubavitcher Rebbe if they are allowed to pursue a shidduch where the shviger, the mother-in-law, has the same name as the girl, the meshudeches. And he says, with the Tanai, that they should be moisef a name to one of them. If they ask him to be moisef a name, you can pursue the shidduch. And also, they should not live together. It's printed in Igros Kodesh, Tezvov Amud Kuf Chov Zayin.